Okay, a lot of people have been asking me to do this, but I wasn't expecting someone to give me this idea, so it's actually not a bad idea. How's it going, everybody? This is Uncle Dylan here, aka Dylan Breeden, and today we are doing one shot, and you're not going to believe me if I said this even. What if Deku was Bane Vampire Edition? Yes, you heard me right, Vampire Edition. Now, someone actually gave me this idea, which is not a bad idea. In fact, it makes a little bit of sense if you think about it. Now, we start off with Izuku actually being a vampire, but a rare type of vampire. A vampire breed known as a venomizer, who has the nastiest temper in the vampire breed. Now, they're also extremely rare and extremely feared because they're strong as hell, and they're the only vampire breed that's immune to the sun. But here's the catch, though. They are very, very, very territorial. Like, if they have one side of the territory, they have all the other sides of the territory. Meaning, if one venomizer is actually in a certain territory, vampires can't attack it. Now, venomizers are actually born from war. Literally, that's how they become venomizers. They are literally born from war, plagues, or something very bad happening. For example, if a mother passed away, or if they accidentally killed someone they love. Pretty much think like an Uchiha who killed his entire family, get the eye thing. Pretty much like that. But it's a vampire, not that. But the best part is that Izuku in this instance was actually born in a war. Which war we're talking about? The French Revolution. And unfortunately, his mother was a part of that. So, yeah, Izuku's old in this one. So, yeah, Izuku, seeing his mother brutally murdered and killed by the hands of the French and soldiers, he decided to do a little bit of digging, aka to find out who killed his mother, and he found out who. A bastard known as some French name. I'm gonna say Damocles. At least I can never say their name right. In fact, their names are fucking weird. It's so meh. When Izuku gets home, and by the way, this was like 1,000 years ago. Izuku's pretty much having a dream of him killing every French soldier in his way. And the French pretty much are like, okay, he's on our side, let's go kill everyone else what's with him. And that's what they do. When Izuku kills them all, pretty much he finally takes care of his rivals. Now, when Izuku wakes up from his dream, is pretty much to be woken up by something. Now, pretty much, we just have this, meaning Izuku, who is now pretty much, well, he's actually in a prison cell. But pretty much, Izuku, who is like pretty much God knows how old. In fact, he's probably old. So when Izuku wakes up, he's pretty much in a jail cell because he has a reputation of being, well, you know. Now, pretty much after that incident, it's pretty much been more secretive with Izuku. Now, Izuku does know other vampires, but he just doesn't prefer to know them anymore. But when pretty much Izuku tells me more about, you know, that, Izuku pretty much has gone through a numbers of times over the past years of pretty much staying in the prison. And in fact, he's probably the oldest inmate in that prison. But no one's dumb enough to piss him off. Even they know better. So Izuku is pretty much left alone. Until he is approached by a very powerful vampire. Here. Which Izuku sees. And the vampire knows he's a venomizer. And he knows that this is his territory. So Izuku stands up, bulky as hell. Because he is a berserker type. And Izuku is now just looking at him, and with intimidation. Now, obviously, it's in Vampire Edition to show their eyes. Now, some of the wardens are actually quirks. Because number one, they want to make sure that Izuku doesn't go out and start murdering every vampire he sees. Because that's who killed his mother, another vampire. I bet the one thing that vampire did not expect that Izuku to be was a venomizer. Also, shout out to Dinky D Doggo for actually giving me this idea. Shout out to him. And shout out to, you're not gonna believe this, but one of my commenters, Madara Uchiha. Yes, I don't think I haven't noticed you watching my vids. And shout out to all the other people. Well, and shout out to Ravenclaw, because he was actually the one who gave me this idea. Well, not the idea, but I watched one of his what ifs, and yeah, I got that idea from him literally doing this type of thing. And so, yeah, surprisingly. Now, when we get back to Izuku is pretty much minding his own concern. And, like I said, until the vampire person pops up, blah, 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 blah. The usual. But when Izuku finally... Now, this one, Izuku is pretty much now just... Now, pretty much Izuku has grabbed some stuff because now he is forced to leave. Now, Izuku has pretty much gone to a different amount of... But when he's realized... pretty much... he's... Yeah. But luckily, Izuku is just calming down now. Sorry about the pause. Now, Izuku, who is now being left, and need to seize this powerful vampire. Now, this powerful vampire is none other than his cousin, All Might. Yes, All Might in this one is a vampire. Sorry for the long pause, but I'm forced to watch this dumbass cutscene. And I wish I could skip it. And we all know that feeling. Now, with Izuku's pretty much walking towards the Territorial, to the van. And he's just sitting down, giving All Might his eyes. Now, Venomizer eyes are much, much different from normal vampire eyes. Normal vampire eyes would be like mostly like what you expect from a normal vampire eyes. They would not be the color of a normal vampire. they're actually yellow. Venomizer eyes, however, are black-red. Think Grimm from the TV show Grimm. Except the pupils are pitch crimson red. And pretty much, this one Izuku is pretty much... Yeah. But Izuku has pretty much no. Now, pretty much Izuku has fought other things. Mostly, like... Yeah. But when Izuku pretty much has spared certain people, I'm gonna say, he has shown to be merciful, but not today. So when he saw him, all he saw was a threat. To him, this guy is a threat in his home. So, when Izuku got there, he pretty much... Well, when Izuku got into the van... You get what I mean, damn it! Alright. Wait. But when Izuku pretty much... just sees All Might, he doesn't even look at him with pride. He looks at him in disgust. What's with that look, cousin? We are not cousins. Nor will we ever be. So you have either some gall to be in my territory. So tell me why I'm here before I rip your head off. Look, I understand. You're still angry at me. But it was the right thing to do. You put me in a jail cell surrounded by other vampires that I butchered. You knew I was going to kill them because you didn't want them to run free. You used me as a tool. You're no better than the French that killed my mother. That is not fair, Izuku. I tried my best to keep your powers a secret. You know how Venomizers are feared. I can make myself more feared by killing you. You should have kept me in that jail cell. Well, unfortunately, I can't no more. The Hero Society needs your help. And why should I help you? You get to kill people in return. That's not enough. What do you mean that's not enough? Did you forget? What was the thing you said? Villains don't have a code? You really think I'm gonna help you with free just by killing a couple of people? Doing more of your dirty work? Fuck you. Like I'm gonna help you. Driver! Yeah? Take us back to the cell. We're done here. Delay that order. Now! Sorry, All Might, but I'm following the Venomizer. If I ever catch you back in my territory again, All Might, I'll kill your wife, your daughter, and then I'll kill your mother. And this one Izuku walks out back to the jail cell. Yeah. No one's surprised that he came back. No one. Now this one Izuku is pretty much done. Now, with Izuku, who is pretty much... Let's just... You know what? No. We're not going to do that. When Izuku has walked towards the place and sees what he's done... seen what has happened. All he sees is pretty much vampires who are still in their cells because he knew they were gonna. They knew that he's gonna come back. So Izuku walks back to his cell. Oh, and his cell was not even touched. With All Might, who is now just punching a wall, and just sees the driver's blood who's been drained. Was it really necessary to kill the driver? He disobeyed an order. He was in fear. Venomizers are not something to easily be feared. And besides, he was just a servant. Servants may obey higher vampires, true. But this is not the little Izuku you knew and loved. This is a monster that you created. I've created? You're the one who put him in that cell. I told you should have killed him. But no. You did not have the courage to. Mind your tongue! Sorry. No, I should be sorry. I pushed you. My deepest apologies. No. It's the villains have been acting up lately. I know. You've been like this ever since. It's, well, you know. Yeah, I do. I try to control it, but it's not that easy to control. Not really, no. It's like trying to control your inner self. It's not easy. Nothing about what we do is easy. You know that. Yeah, but still. Izuku didn't even hear me out. He just told the driver to drive. Like I said, he was doing that out of fear. I mean, we can't really be mad at the driver. I mean, you would do the same thing in your shoes if he was the one threatening you. Remember, we're feared by all, by both humans and non-humans. We can't control what they think about us. They just see us as something. To their eyes, we just use them for food. Is that truly what all humans think of us? That we just use them for cattle? Sweetie, you know I'm right. Yeah, but I hate it when I'm right. It's unbearable. Yes. I just wish people weren't so scared of humans. They weren't so scared of us. I mean, I understand the fear, but still. It shouldn't be that bad. I got a headache. Well, maybe that's because you drank the guy's blood too damn fast. Oh, har. I'm serious, All Might. Right? You drank the poor guy's blood into literal smithereens. Into nothing more than one giant bloody corpse. So maybe if you actually slowed down on your food, maybe we wouldn't have that problem now, would we? Ugh. I hate it when you're right. I know. Of course you don't. You don't have to worry about it. But I have to live the rest of my life, and I just pretty much just put my only family member back in a cell. Technically, he put himself in a cell. You know what I mean. I do. But like I said, he put himself in the cell, not you. Now, why don't we have some food that isn't from a servant? Let's body, please. Okay, sweetie. Splendid. Back with Izuku, who's pretty much just draining the life from an inmate. And this one I hear, new inmate. Hey. Now, pretty much Izuku sees the inmate. Sorry about the pause, I got something stuck in my teeth. Now, pretty much the inmate is obviously a human. He can see it in his blood. But he recognized him pretty well. You know, because he actually saved him from another vampire. Katsuki Bak. Well, not Katsuki, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm gonna say Endeavor. What's the number 2 villain doing here? Okay, get in there. Now, pretty much when Izuku gets to seize the inmate, he sees that Endeavor is just silent. But everyone just pretty much just wrapping on the cell, pretty much saying there's food here. But everyone stays silent when Izuku yells, "Shut up!" Endeavor gets the message pretty quickly. He must be in charge around here. Now, when Izuku just sat down and pretty much just when it's lunchtime, everyone just sees Izuku just draining the life out of someone. And they're not even moving. Like, they accept their fate. They know they're food to this guy. When Izuku releases his fangs on the guy, like, Endeavor just watches not in fear, but in fascination. And Izuku can see it in his eyes. So he just walks towards Endeavor. And just sits right next to him. Why are you in here? Framed for murder. I was framed for driving my wife to insanity, and I was also framed for pretty much helping All Might trying to let you escape. So All Might used you as cattle to get to me. No, I don't work for him. But I did tell Nezu what he was trying to do. Why would you do that? Truth be told, All Might needs to be on a leash. Even though he's a vampire, he could easily kill me if he wanted to. However, he can drain the life of anyone if he wanted to. Yes. And that's where you come in. You were pretty much sent there to pretty much live out your life as nothing more than an inmate. Yeah. How long are you gonna be in here? A life sentence. What if I say I could get you out? I would say you're crazy, and I would say no. Don't get me wrong, that's generous of you, but that means I would have to work with All Might again, and I'll be damned I have to work with that dumb fuck. Oh, you and me will get along just fine. With the guards who are listening the entire time. And hears that, and pretty much is now disturbed. Back with Izuku, back with All Might. Hey, how was the meal, sweetie? That one was a little bland, but you can't be picky what you eat. No, you cannot. Now, this is when Izuku just walks away. To his room to see, well, let's just say the person and we need to take care of. Anywho, You look like you're doing better. Oh, me? Who, me? Yep. Anyway, like I said, back to Izuku. Well, actually, no, back to All Might. Damn, I'm not myself today. Ugh. Sorry, I'm not used to doing this. So, pretty much Izuku's gotten... All Might gets a report from the police officer about Izuku getting along with someone. Huh. What is it? Something disturbing. Izuku made an ally. An ally? Yes, apparently it's Endeavor. Turns out they're getting along. It is relatively disturbing. Disturbing in what way? We both know that my son hates heroes. We both know that Izuku hates heroes. But why would he trust Endeavor? Maybe they have something in common. What do you mean? They both hate you. Remember? So... it technically is the right to pretty much try to probably work together and see if they can't end you. Do they truly hate me? I was just trying to protect our family and the cost of your friend's friendship. Are you saying I made the wrong choice? Yes, I am. Sorry, sweetie, but that was the dumbest mistake you ever made. I thought sparing Izuku was the dumbest mistake I ever made. No, that's the fifth. Besides, there's a big difference. Sparing Izuku was the most disgraceful thing you've ever done. Disgraceful? Sorry, but it's the truth. Gee, thanks. You're welcome. I was being sarcastic. I know. Oh, and so was I. Why are we married again? Because we're in a marriage that we cannot break free from unless you die. Ew, I feel special. You really shouldn't, but yeah, I guess you could say you feel special. Ugh. Put me out of my misery. Oh, I would love to, but yeah, marriage is keeping me alive. Call me the sewer dog while you're at it. I'm not that cold-hearted. No, but you're that big of a dick. You're right. I am. Anywho, what will you do now? Guess I'll talk to my son again. Well, I guess I'll talk to Izuku again. You know he'll try to kill you next time, right? I know, but it's worth a shot. Maybe I should talk to him. Well, absolutely not. He is dangerous. And how are we not dangerous? Just stay out of trouble. I will. And it's when Izuku starts going there. So, how did you even know I was a vampire to begin with? Oh, by the way, we're back to Izuku. It was quite simple, really. The draining blood incident was the dead giveaway, and also, you're no ordinary vampire. Though I have no idea what type of vampire you are. That is a simple one. I'm a venomizer. That's a rare type of vampire. I thought they were a myth. You're not the only one who said that. You're just the first one to admit it and say it in front of a vampire's face. Well, like I said, I thought your kind was a myth. Well, technically we are, but we don't say that out loud. Unlike the rest of my brothers and sisters, unlike the rest of my kind, I prefer to stick to the shadows. I prefer to stay low. You know, away from prying eyes. You just wish to be left alone and pretty much... succeed through the path of righteousness, but you want to stay low, correct? Well, I wouldn't say I want to be doing that, so to say. But you could say I just prefer to be left alone. But since you are here and we both have All Might, I'll make an exception. You have a cell? Yeah, it's 257. Not anymore. You live with me. Okay. Hey, I'm fine with that. And pretty much this is when Izuku is pretty much just taking Endeavor to his cell. Mind you, Izuku's cell is fancy. So it's pretty much nothing too big. Wow, nice place. Thank you. But what about you? Me? Yes. I have no records of it. I have never heard someone who hates All Might more than I do. So I'm curious. Yes, besides, well, him betraying you and stabbing you at back like a wild animal. Ah, yes. So you heard about that little conversation. My dear friend, and I hear all. Nothing goes without me knowing. There are always going to be enemies. There are always going to be allies. However, there will always be threats. Is that why I'm here? Consider yourself an ally, is the best way of saying it. I'm okay with that. Now, with Izuku, who walks towards the place. Now what now? Nice. Alright. Might as well do what I do what's best. Now, Izuku has pretty much been what you expect. Alright. Let's just go. Now, when Izuku pretty much starts reading his book, Endeavor just falls asleep. But back with All Might's wife, and All Might's wife just goes to them. Hello. You're All Might's fuck toy, aren't you? That's blunt and rude. Rude? You want rude? I could show you rude. Fair point, you could. I've been curious about something. This should be good. What? Why did you refuse my husband's offer? I mean, you were literally about to be free. In return, you just help us with a little villain problem. And yet you turn him down like it was the most disgraceful thing you ever heard. Why is that? I do not help evil. I do not help dimwits.
Also, I do not fight for a lost cause. A lost cause. So, what I'm hearing is you think a vampire being a villain, being a hero is a lost cause. We are a threat, and you deserve to die, so yes. You're a vampire too. Did you forget? Venomizers are made and bred to kill vampires. Not the other way around. It's true, but still. There's always a chance. My answer is no. So, you're not going to help us. Nope. All mine was right. You are stubborn. And yet, I try my best to survive. What do? You bitch! You annoy me with your mere presence and your smell of blood. Now leave before I drain you of life. Vampires are technically undead. That doesn't mean you're not killable. One of these days, Izuku, you're gonna have to get out. Not going to happen anytime soon. We'll see. And that's when she just walks away. Now, god damn, talk about an error. This one she just goes back when she drives back. Where you wish to go, my lady? Back home. Anyway, this is when she just drives away. And she reaches All Might's house. Let me guess, he said no? Yep. He will not help us. As I thought. Are you okay? Yes, it's just that I wish that he would see past his anger and move on. It's kind of hard to move on when when your only relative pretty much just used you to pretty much his own benefits. Still, it would not be that hard. I mean, he's a century-old man. He's still a teenager, technically. Remember, he was born during the French Revolution. You and me were born during the Persian Wars. We're older. We're still adults. We're not even elders yet. Izuku is only a couple of centuries old. He's still a teenager. You know how stubborn teenagers are. I know, but still. Also, let's not forget that he's the most powerful vampire. Even the elders do not face him. Well, they're called Venomizers are the strongest vampire breeds in the world. The only thing that can actually stand against them is their mates. And Berserk Venomizer mates rarely survive. And if one does have a mate, no. Oh, we are not going that low. Not even if the Elder tells us to. As if I would let anything happen that low. But, Elder, we didn't expect... Calm down. I heard we had a Venomizer who refused to help. Yes, Izuku, well, I know. And I know the reason. He just doesn't want to help. He doesn't want to help. But we could persuade him to help us a little bit. Not to serve us, but to help us in a different way. What do you mean? A pact. We make a deal with him and see the reason why he should help. Because the more inmates we bring, the more vampires have been attacking, the less food he'll get. I mean, we both know how annoying that is. I mean, we literally had to resort to animal blood. Blah. Well, technically, Elder, I know you two drink animal blood. You two are non-human drinkers. But for other vampires who drink human blood, it will cause a war. A war between humans and vampires. And it will not end in a political way. I see. So how do we convince him to help us? I tell him what I said. I will be visiting his prison. Elder, are you sure that's a... Elder, you sure that's a good idea? He is a venomizer. True, but he will not recognize me. And don't worry. My bodyguard will be there. Lord have mercy upon his soul. His or the Elder's? The Elder. You seriously doubt that Izuku will spare him? No, I doubt Izuku could win, but that doesn't mean the Elder won't have an arm or a body part ripped off. True. But it doesn't mean anything, really. Now, why don't we just sit down and just relax? Very well. Back at the prison again. And are you sure? Or look at this. That's a soul mark. And soul marks are soulmates. Before Izuku could do anything, this is when he hears, "Hello." Another vampire? I might as well just start killing every last one I see. My name? Greetings. I am Lord Von Abuen. You're French. Just like you, Izuku. Just with an accent. What do you want? We need your help. First All Might, then his wife, and now his grandpa. What's next? A bitch? You will speak to the other... That's alright. He's a venomizer. They are made to kill our kind, even though they are one of us. Speak. Speak, or I'll cut your tongue out. Well, for starters, we wish you to help us to stop other vampires. They're becoming more and more rapid every day. And the more rabid the people become, the more blood we lose. And the more blood we lose, the more people will notice about the vampires. Don't people already know about vampires? Yes, they do, but not of higher vampires. They think that some vampires are just savage beasts. We like to keep it that way, to expect the unexpected. However, this is happening by an intelligent vampire, which will cause mayhem and the extinction of vampires around the globe. That's where you come in. A venomizer to help us. What do I get in return? Food? Protection? I don't need protection. Not for you. For him. He points at Endeavor. You expect me to trust your vampires to not drink his blood? Who says it was going to be a vampire? I could send one of our death hounds to protect him. Izuku looks at Endeavor. What do you think? It's stupid. It's crazy. But he has a point. Think about it. Have you not noticed you've been getting less and less blood lately? Fine. I'll help you. But if this is a setup, I'll kill you. This is not a setup. You have my word.
My good sir, how much is for this man's release?
Both of them?
Both of them.
$40,000.5 billion. Talk about chump change. Do you take credit cards? And this one agent. Let's walk out. Why do you need an umbrella?
I'm an elder. Elders are a lot weaker to the sunlight.
Ever heard of sunscreen?
Oh, you do have a spark in you. To be young again. I remember when I was a young kid, I had that spark too. Now, it's okay. It's just a death hound.
And that's when Izuku lets Endeavor go in first, and then lets him go in first, and then he goes in first next.
Blech.
So where will we stay?
You will be staying at UA Academy.
The hero school?
Well, yes, but it's also a vampire academy to help youngins control their blood. And knowing you already know how to control your blood, don't you?
Yep.
You're going to need a new name because, well, now that I think about it, Izuku was always reported missing centuries ago, so everyone thinks he's probably living a normal life or probably feral. So, what should your name to be?
Bane.
Bane. The bane of vampires and humanity. I like that. That's actually a catchy. I should write that down in my next book.
You write books?
Well, it's more of a hobby, really. I mean, if you're centuries years old, you gotta have something to do. I mean, meh. What about you? What do you do?
I knit.
Knitting. You can say I was knitting some new scarves. Oh my goodness, that is just horrible. The vampires are now concerned about a venomizer getting along with the elders. Endeavor is just asleep. Oh, young love, I see. Hush. I will not be. You're a weird ass vampire, you know that? Yeah, I am, but I'm a silly elder. Some elders say that we're always serious and we're always moody, like I'm the Grim Reaper. Unlike some people, I enjoy the great outdoors. I miss taking the ways of surfing. Surfing? Before I was a elder or a vampire to begin with, I was a very well caveman. But then over the years I learned that being a pirate was more fun. Unfortunately, it got incredibly dull, and I started to lose my powers of sunlight. Resistance. So, as you can see, we had to take to new heights. Huh. Okay. Anywho, we're here. Huh.
Is that the one we had to use?
Where do you... Oh, that. Yes. Yep. Let's see. When I get there. Right. Looks like this is the place, huh? Yup.
Now. What do you want? What? All right. Is that about it? Yep. Alright. Let's see what we need to do. When they get to the house, and pretty much this is when they just, well, go in. Sorry about the pausing, by the way. Here. Alright, you take one, you take both rooms, Endeavor. I'm fine with that. I don't feel like being bit. He really does not trust the vampires. Can't say I blame him. And pretty much, this is when Izuku is now, well, he wakes up hearing the alarm clock, but he just smashes it over. I fucking hate that thing. So used to waking up and goddamn. What time was it? He looks at the stars. 3 in the morning. Okay. And this is when he wakes up because he sees a vampire about to chunk on Endeavor, but he grabs the vampire and just crushes his head. Like a grape. Nah, taking care of that. Might as well get something to drink. And he just looks at the vampire that's on the corpse. When the vampire corpse. Nah, fuck it. And that's when Izuku just starts drinking the blood from the vampire. This is when pretty much the elder wakes up because he heard that crunch. It's 3 in the morning. What are you? And he just sees him drinking a vampire corpse. Crying. Take your fangs out before you drink your food or you talk. I can explain. Got hungry? Hey, and he tried to kill Endeavor. Who was that anyway? It's one of the Irozus. I thought I made it clear that no more assassination attempts. Looks like I'll have to pay him a visit again. Who do you think's on them this time? Probably Momo, right for one. Momo Irozu? You know her? She's my ex. Ooh. You poor bastard. It wasn't even a quest, it was a force one. I was a weak vampire then. Weak? Bully the weakest vampire? What a cruel man, Alright, I'm going back to sleep. See you in the morning. See ya. Now with Izuku, who is pretty much just doing his own business. What the fuck? Well, that's not creepy at all. Might as well say Izuku woke up from that. Like seriously, sheesh. But this is when Izuku starts going down. This is when Izuku starts going downstairs after. I'm waking up. So yeah, that's when Izuku does that, and this when Izuku starts walking downstairs, and he just sees Endeavor, who was eating his food. Morning, Endeavor. Morning. And pretty much this is when, over the past month, I'm gonna say, Izuku finally popped the question of having a crush on him, and Endeavor says yes. And that's when they become mates. Well, more of like boyfriend and boyfriend. Because when a Venomizer has a mate, pretty much they would bite on their neck a lot, not enough, but gently. So now Endeavor's a mate, meaning the only way Endeavor can die if Izuku dies. That's the only way for Izuku to actually die. Alright, that's the only way for Endeavor to die. Decided to spice that part up a little bit. Alright. And this when they hear, hello, time for the entrance exam. I was wondering when that was going to happen. Also, I've cleared Endeavor's name. He is able to return out of the question. I was hoping you would say that because Nezu wants him back. And I told him specifically, what's the word that you youngins say? Fuck you? Yeah, that's the word. Fuck you. Oh. That sounds about right. So, who am I up against anyway? And he shows a comic book of Dracula! Seriously? Dracula? Yes! Dracula. Aren't you a little old and you listen to Christmas books? Ha ha, and no, this is not a Christmas book. It's not even close to a Christmas book. That's for damn sure. Alright. Say that I listen. What can you tell me about this Dracula? Besides him being a total asswipe, that's about it. Alright. 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 Now this is when Izuku just walks out and just says, alright. So, you want me to kill an ancient evil. Well, technically Dracula was neutral back then, but he wasn't really evil either, so. Let me guess, misled because his mate was killed? Yep. And we both know how vampires are, especially their elders. They have a fiery temper. However, he has doing nothing but kills. He hasn't been feasting. So he's a lot weaker in the state that he is in. So you can easily take him down. With literally one swing. You don't really have to try and kill him. You don't really have to try because number one, you're already as powerful as hell. You're actually powerful as me, and I've been drinking blood ever since I was a caveman, which is quite impressive for a young blood like yourself. Thanks. No problem. Though it could be because you were in a prison cell, and plus it was not that big of a prison cell. That is true on that one. Now, what else can you tell me about this incident that's been happening with other vampires? Mostly, they've been going more and more rabid by the day. We've been getting more rabid vampires than we have been getting normal vampires. We think it's because one of the elders, aka you already know him, Dracula, has gone rogue. And an angry vampire is the last thing that anyone wants. Especially if they care for family. If this keeps up, all humans and vampires will be doomed. So what I'm hearing is find the best way to kill Dracula, save human world. Well, yeah, that's the best way of saying it. Alright, and you think me joining you is the smartest idea. Well, it's not the worst idea I have. You're gonna freeze again? Like I said, it's also not the worst idea I've had. I had worse ideas back at school. Now that we got that out of the way, hey, I guess I have no choice but to go to you, eh? What will I expect there? Not much. Though you might run into Katsuki Bakugo. Shit, I haven't seen him in a century. He has been looking for you. I just made it difficult for him. By the way, all the vampires will know who you are, but not the non-humans. I mean, not the humans. And Endeavor. Endeavor will be staying with me, and he'll be under my protection. And plus, we all know what happens last. We all remember last time when someone pissed off a venomizer by killing its mate. Yeesh. It took 44 elders to pretty much kill that man. Can't say we blame him. But, yeah, I get it. Here to you too. The fucker speaks Greek? I didn't even know he knew Greek. How smart are you, Mr. Izuku? And that's when when the elder sees the mark. Oh! What? Izuku and Endeavor sitting in the tree. You know, for an old man like you, you really are livable. Well, just because I'm undead doesn't mean I don't have to be boring, emo, and blah, I remember ya, blah, blah, blah. I thought vampires don't say blah, blah, blah. Hey, this isn't Hotel Transylvania, but still. Oh. Rick! Now, would you like something to drink? Alright, you're a human. Wait. Okay, question. How was I not turned because he bit me? Well, he can tell that your body, you don't want to be a vampire, but you're okay being his mate. So he didn't beat you hard enough for you to turn into a vampire. It would take like a humongous bite from a venomizer for you to be turned into a vampire. Oh, so it can't. So it's something like a nibble. Oh, is nothing. Besides, you don't have to worry about it. It's like only like 25% of people turn into vampires. Most vampires are pure blood. We haven't had a half-breed in centuries. What is Dracula then? He's a half-breed. That's why he's a little bit weaker than other vampires. Ah. I have a question, and I hope it's not offensive. Ask away. Was there a vampire named Harkin, like in Skyrim? Oh dear. That name rings a bell. Let me check the grimoires of vampires. That's a thing. Well, of course it's a thing. Just because we elders have to keep books of family trees. And speaking of Harkins, thank you for reminding me. I knew I forgot something. Aha! Here we go. Harkin. Here we go. Harkin of Neverwood. Neverwood? Or is what people call it Skyrim. Here. Oh. Let's see. Yes, Harkin. There was a Harkin who tried to destroy the world by using Arya's bow. Turns out it was just a fluke. The hero was a werewolf. Wait. Werewolves exist? Yes, they do. How rare are they? They're
like very rare, but the most rarest will have to be an albino werewolf. They're more rare. What about an albino vampire? Quite common, actually. How rare is a, not trying to sound racial, but a black vampire? They're like a blood moon. Not that, they're pretty rare. Okay. Curiosity? I'm a human who is dating a vampire, who's dating a venomizer. Take a guess. Yes, I want to make sure well, here's the best way of saying it. Just make him happy. A happy venomizer is a happy man. Trust me. I know. Oh, one of my sons is a venomizer. He realizes Zuko. What was his name? What was his mother's name again? He said his mother's name was Inko Midoriya. Midoriya. Ah, here we go. Midoriya. Oh! And he sees the ring. Oh, fudge stickers. You're his dad? Yes. Actually, you never did tell me your name. Oh, pardon my nana. Oh, pardon my nana. My name is Monafwan, or as people call me, Billy. Your name's Billy? Yes. You expected a more difficult name like Gascon Monafwan the Pro the Third. You probably weren't expecting Billy. Yeah, I was expecting something else. I wasn't expecting an elder like you to be called Billy. If I had a nickel every time someone told me that, I'd be a millionaire. Actually, I know Endeavor's your last name. What's your real name? First name? Jeffrey. You can laugh. Jeffrey Endeavor. Yes. My middle name is Neji. I think. It's been a while since I had my middle name. You are a nice man. I can tell Endeavor is gonna make a lovely kid. I know you're gonna have great kids. Whoa. I'm a male. I can't get it. Can I? Well, you're a vampire's mate. Yes, you can. How are the baby? Oh, yes, I forgot. You don't know that. Vampires, when they're a male, especially if they're a mate, they, what's the best way of saying it? Regurgitate the child. The tube isn't gonna come out of my... No. That tube's cut off a long time ago. Oh, thank, wait, what do vampires worship? Mostly Buddhists. Vampires worship the Buddhists. Makes sense if you think about it. I mean, immortality, peace and tranquility. I'm a Buddhist, actually. A vampire Buddhist. That actually kind of makes sense if you think about it. So what about, you could take your time. You've been around for a while. This is a stupid question. Ask away. Were witchers real? Were witchers real? Witchers? Yes, like Geralt of Rivia. Yes and no. There were monster hunters, but they didn't have, like, the abilities and all that, no. Damn. You're a Witcher fan? A little bit. It's okay. I played the Witcher game, too. Which one do you play? Witcher 3, Witcher 2, and Witcher 1. Both on the PC. Lucky. I only got Witcher 3. You're allowed to make a new game, as long as you don't fuck with mine. Deal. Wow, you really... Huh, okay, the console on the first Witcher is a little bit weird. Yeah, they changed that for a reason. Huh. So who did you like Geralt and Dane in Witcher 3? I got him in the threesome, you? If I really had to choose, I say Triss, because he acts a lot like Izuku. She does act a lot like Izuku. Back to Izuku. Oh, and he just walks to UA. This is UA. Expect to be tall. I expected it to be a little bit more medieval-ish. I didn't expect it to be, modern. Huh. Oh, so you decided... Wait, he actually managed to convince you? Oh, sweet cheese cracker. Goes and dip. I don't want to hear it. Come on, grandson. You can't be mad at me forever. Yes, I can. And I win. Wait. You have a new scent on you. None of your business. Come on, sweetie. Let him be. He actually been convinced. Let's just have this moment. Besides, he's around a new territory, new smells, new places. Okay, so I'm supposed to meet a contact. Izuku? Wah. Hey, Katsuki. I'm gonna get a swift kick in the balls, aren't I? No, you're gonna get this. And he just gets a hug. Hug. About to be shanked. You don't have a shank. I have claws. I mean, I have fangs. You have a mate. I can smell it. Yeah, true. Sorry, it's just... Yeah, I know. It's been a couple of centuries. We haven't seen each other since the French Revolution. Come on. Okay, makes sense. Don't tell me Momo's here. I'm afraid so. Fuck. Why can't she just die like everyone else? Hey! I meant people like her. Spoiled. Incompetent. Stubborn. And... stupido? Yes. We don't get what we want. So... Oh, who's the mate? Endeavor. The number 2 hero? Yep. Well, it's good to see that you found someone. Yeah, it's true. But, may I ask you something? What? Do you know what a PS4 is? What's PS4? How long were you in that cell? Most of my life. During the French Revolution. After the French Revolution. Ew. Damn. You missed a lot, bud. Well, that's what you're here for, to learn to teach me. Oh, yeah, true. Well, come on around. I'll show you around. This is the there are 2 sections. Action A and Action B. Action A is where the vampires are. Action B is where the mates and the humans are. So people don't get got it. Both vampires and non-vampires will go this way. Our teacher is that one, Ashoto Aizawa. He is a vampire. Nice to meet you. Whoa, 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 whoa. No one told me I was going to teach a venomizer. Calm down. I have control of my rage. Oh, he actually does, because if he didn't, he would have killed you when he said that. Okay. Why does he smell different? He has a mate. In class? No. Who is it? Endeavor. Aren't you a little young to date him? Says the vampire who has the same scent as me. He's got you there, Aizawa. Shut up, kid. Yes, sir. Since when did you respect him? He's older than you. He's older than us. He's been around since... shit, the medieval days? During the Great Crusade, yeah. Fuck, you're old. I'm actually still a teenager, technically. Whatever. And you're what? A couple of centuries years old? Yeah. Back with All Might. Well, at least the Elder managed to convince him. Where are you going? I'm going to speak to the Elder. No, don't do it! You monster! Elder, what's going on? You don't put... It's milk. It's cereal, then milk. Not milk, then cereal. What's the dip? Does it really matter? Yes! I thought vampires can't eat food. We can! And when our bodies can crave it, you don't put milk then cereal. It's cereal then milk. Look, you animal! It's just food. Doesn't really matter how I pour it. It's just the same thing. And besides, how am I supposed to... Wouldn't I make a mess if I didn't have a bowl? Ah! You sneaky little bastard! And plus you're the one, dog. You put ketchup on your pickle. Touche. Ah! Wouldn't you... And this one they just see all my like, how long were you there? From the start. And he's right, it is cereal and milk. No, it's milk then cereal. Not you two. No. Are we literally gonna have this conversation? Shouldn't it be bowl, then that stuff? Because wouldn't we just make a mess? Touche. Now, this one Izuku just starts walking down. So, what now? Back with Izuku and Bakugo. Do I have to wear this? Unfortunately, yes. Why am I wearing a fucking this? Look, you may be too used to wearing prison garments, but around here, you gotta look fancy. Fancy my ass! How do you walk in it? Yes. Well, we kinda do. It's just a suit. Well, this suit is losing its sleeves. If you rip that, I am going to... And he rips it. Look at my muscles. They're big. How can this suit gonna fit? And plus, I can barely move in this damn thing. Okay, I'll let this slide. But you are not removing the shoes. I can barely feel my feet in these damn things. He's got my boots back. Not until school's over. I fucking hate you all, Bakugo. Oh. It's the rules. Whoever made the rules is the pompous dick. Whose idea was this anyway? Hey, who's dumb enough to wear fucking tapping dance shoes? They're normal shoes. Bullshit! These things are so fucking uncomfortable. I can barely feel my I can barely feel my damn pinky toe, and I feel like I'm getting blisters from these damn things. Means you asshole. It's just a suit. Oh, wow. Oh. You get what I mean? Is that all? Yes, now let's go to class. And that's when they head to class. Now when class goes... And this one Shoto Oza sees Izuku walking in with a sleeveless tank top? Explain? He's technically still wearing the suit. He just ripped the sleeves off. Okay, I could see that. I mean, Nez will probably let that slide. You do realize you don't have to wear the shoes, right? He looks at Bakugo. Well... He takes off the shoe and just whacks him with it. And ow! Jackass! I'm getting my boots. Boots. Damn! Seriously? Try to convince him to put on shoes? Who's? I mean... They wear it. True, but you're gonna try to force a venomizer who kills vampires for sport to wear those type of shoes? Okay, fair point. And this one they just see him wearing cowboy boots. Fuck me. Eat the stings. Feel better? Oh, hell yeah. So, what the fuck are we doing? Well, how about you introduce yourself to the class? My name is Bane. Hey, Bane Midoriya. And your hero name? The Bane of Humanity. You're Flathrukan? Ma, what? Flathrukan. What the fuck's a Flathrukan? He was in prison for the rest of his childhood. Oh boy. Thratrugan is vampire. Sounds like you're trying your best not to say the baby's coming without me telling. Like something in gibberish. It's ow. Well, he has a mouth, doesn't he? Yeah. Knob. Oh. Vampire name. The bane of vampirism. I am a berserk. I am a venomizer. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, why don't you sit next to Momo? I rather drown in holy water. Why? Ex-girlfriend. Oh, understandable. Why don't you sit next to Bakugo again? You sure his mate is gonna be okay? How did you know I have a mate? 8 points. Who? Jiro? She'll be fine. Okay. And that's when they just sit down. Nice to meet you. I'm Jiro. Oh. You're allowed to say your name around her. Oh, Izuku. This is your friend you talk about? Yep. Why didn't you didn't tell me he was a venomizer? Well, you would have shit your pants and you would have called bullshit. Okay, true. Now, pretty much with Izuku, all he hears is blah 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 blah. But this one he's just trying his best not to fall asleep, and Aizawa is seeing it. You could take a nap, Izuku, and he just hears thud. Thud. Maybe we should have gone with the training before. Or yeah, I thought of that, but we need to learn this. Yeah, he's asleep. Back with Endeavor. So, let me get this straight. You are Izuku's biological father. Yep. Why didn't you tell him? I couldn't find her back then. And plus I was in the middle of a war. I was helping England with, well, French, and, you know. Do you know that Inko's dead? Yes. It crippled my heart. She was actually the best wife I ever had. How many wives did you have? Ooh, that's a good question. Inko was my last wife, so I had 40,000 wives. And 2,000 male, and 2,000 husbands. What about both? How come there was more females? I like to spice it up a little bit. So you must have a lot of kids. Have you ever had a harem? One time. That's about it. Male or female? Male. Oh. Ah.
Now, why don't we play some Mortal Kombat? Oh, until your boyfriend arrives.
Sure thing. Back with Izuku. No. Hey, Bane. What? We're about to train.
Finally. But I won't be the one training you.
Really? And that's when he hears the footsteps. Oh, fuck me.
I am here, walking in like a normal person.
How the fuck is that walking in like a normal person? You're popping your shit out like a dumbass. Ow. Oh, hello, Izuku. Oh, wait, hello, Bane. He gives him the middle finger. Fuck you. Oh, ow, still hate me, huh? The day you die in a ditch, I'll stop hating you. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, pause break. Alright, I'm back. Now, back to Izuku. Izuku's pretty much... well, minding his own concern right now. Oh, and just seeing all the stuff they're about to do. Great. Let's do this. When Izuku gets to the training area, he just sees it. Well, chop this off as one of my regrettable decisions. Seriously? Hey, yes, seriously. Now. What now? Well, for starters, this is when pretty much they just do the hero versus villain part. But that is interrupted when rabid vampires start attacking it. Izuku just sees his target, Dracula. Alright, this should be interesting. This is when the villain's about to attack the act as well, but Izuku's there and he just bares his fang. And all he does is all the vampires start backing up, but Izuku just pops right in front of Dracula, saying, "Found you," and just pierces his chest. A giant hole is in Dracula's head, and this is when he just rips the head off, and pretty much just starts drinking the blood as soon as that happens. He kills other vampires and pretty much takes out the village and the heroes. Well, not the heroes, but some of the people. Oh, that was easy. So, are we going to continue the hero training thing or what? Let me call the Elder. Wait, they attacked him first? Yep. Ow. So let me get this straight. All for One and Dracula attacked them. Yep. Does Izuku want to still go to school? Hey, Izuku, what? Do you still want to go to UA? I know well, if I don't, Bakugo's gonna never let go of it. Yeah, he's right, I'll annoy him until he comes back. He says he'll stay, but only because his friend won't stop annoying him. I can see that. Oh, and tell him that Endeavor wants to talk to him. Hey, Endeavor wants to talk to you. That was quick. Okay, he's coming. Do I have to wear this? Yes. What happened? And this one he just sees Endeavor in a maid's costume. Hey. Daddy like. Bed now. Wait. You know what? I'm not even gonna resist. He just gives the two thumb. The Elder just gives the 2 thumbs up like, "You're doing great!" Endeavor gives him the middle finger. I deserve that. Literally a week. Why did I make these walls make these walls thin? Give it a rest already! Hey, it's been a week. Let me sleep. Whoa. Now I feel what Slender Man feels in Kaiser and the Voices. Yes, I watched that guy. I actually respect his motivation. Now, pretty much back with Izuku, who finally got done, even though it's Friday. Oh, thank God. But when they found out Endeavor's pregnant, which Izuku is dumbfounded, and he found out that the Elder's actually his dad, the first thing he did to his dad is shake him like, "Why did you leave Mom? I had no choice. He stopped shaking me." Hey. When pretty much finally the kids are born after 8 months, they have a boy and a girl. They named the girl Eri, and they named the boy Koda. And pretty much Izuku has become the first ever #1 vampire hero. Mostly because he knew that he was not going to deal with Bakugo. He was going to deal with Bakugo shit if he did become a hero. Bro, and pretty much the Elder is now a grandpa. And he does grandpa jokes. Endeavor mostly is the calm, generous, and kind one. That doesn't mean he has to deal. That doesn't mean he deals with his family though. Well, but pretty much his wife is not dumb enough to piss off a venomizer because turns out she's a vampire, who is a false mate. Yeah, you know what? That's pretty much it. This has been one shot of What If Deku Was Bane Vampire AU. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This has been Dunkle Dylan here, aka Dylan Breeded, and sorry for the long pause. My mind for some reason is glitchy today, so I'll try my best not to do that again. But this has been Dunkle Dylan here, aka Dylan Breedin. Bye bye. And also, a message to Darth. Earth. You're gonna be happy this weekend. I know it.